Hey guys, welcome to today's video. So I'm super excited. Today is a TJ Maxx haul. So we're going to be testing out a bunch of new products, and we're also going to be going through a couple of new items that I picked up today that I'm super excited about. So if you're ready to get into today's video, just hold on one second. Number one, if you want to join the family, I highly encourage that you do. If you want to join the family, if you want to follow my journey, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button and also that post notification bell so that you can be notified of all my future uploads. Make sure to give this video a huge thumbs up. And if you like this video, if you want to see more videos like it or have any recommendations on what you want to see, go ahead and comment down below. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Now I have the e.l.f. 16-hour camo concealer in the shades medium peach and tan latte. So I think I'm gonna mix the two. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, it's a little peachy. I mean, yeah, I think it'll work. Just put a little bit of that. I'll blend it out. I like to get all up in my nose. To be honest, I would literally take my finger and, I mean, it is what it is. Also, side note, I rewatched the footage from my first video. You guys are really nice. No one pointed this out, but I literally look like a Cabbage Patch doll. I don't know what it is about this lighting, but by the way, for powder, I'm going to be going in with the Fenty Pro Filter powder in the shade Butter. Everything just pulled so much brighter than it actually was. But I'm just gonna go ahead and run this underneath one more time just to make sure there's no creasing, and I'm gonna quickly set this. Remember it being super dry, but it smells so good. I'm gonna go ahead and set everywhere else. I put that concealer around the nose. Again, I'm taking my finger, there we go. As long as my face looks snatched. I can't remember which one this is. I think E3. It's an E3 powder brush. Yeah, I'm looking a little dry. For bronzer, I'm gonna go back in with, or I guess not back in, but in with my MAC Gimme Sun. You guys already know I love this. I'm just going to dot this everywhere. Also, update on the, I kept calling it Soul Beauty in my first video, but it's definitely called Soul Body. So I used that a couple more times after that video, and I used the NARS matte foundation in that video, and normally that foundation will not transfer at all. So I really think that it is that bronzing balm. I don't think it like fully sets down. So I think that's it. So I don't know how I really feel about it. And I also like, that foundation is full coverage, and I noticed after the fact I could see some of my blemishes peeking through again. So I think that it was also like lifting what was like, you know, underneath like the foundation and stuff. That could also be those Rare Beauty liquid blushes that I used. I don't know, but either way, I looked a little bit crazy after. So yeah, I'm gonna play around with that because I really truly do love that foundation. I just need to figure out what the culprit was because I can't be out here looking crazy in these streets. So for blush, I'm going to be going in with this L'Oreal Paradise Enchanted Scented Blush in the shade Bashful. And this was $2.99. I went into Target earlier today and they had liquid lipsticks and they were $11.99. Like, to be honest, if I'm going into the drugstore, I'm not paying for anything over like $5 or $6. Maybe I'm cheap, maybe that's just me, but once we get into that like $10, $12, $15 price point, like I'm gonna go to Ulta. So this is what it looks like, but if you lift up, there's a mirror. but I don't know if there's supposed to be anything in here. So I'm gonna take this blush and I'm gonna not go crazy this time. Can you guys see it? I mean, I guess I can see a little bit. I see more of a sheen than anything. I have very dry skin. However, I love a matte face just because it can really hide all the pores and hide all the texture. Once we get into like the dewy foundations and the concealers and the no setting, like you can see every single pore from a mile away. I think I may need like a shade darker. I don't know if you can kind of tell through the camera, but it is very pretty. Okay, so moving into highlight. I found this Live Beauty Shine Bright Inspired Beauty Collection highlighter palette. And this was, don't look at my nails, it's quarantine, I haven't gotten them done. $4.99. To be actually, I'm not gonna judge anyone. However, this doesn't look all that promising if I am being honest. I can get this open. No! I broke a nail! Ooh. Okay, so this is what the palette looks like. It's a little cheap, a little cheapy cheap. But I also did pay $5 for it. First thing I see are these. Why do these exist? There's one, and they're literally glued in. No. I mean, maybe it'll look better on the face. And to be honest, like I don't see a difference between that one and that one. Maybe this one's like a smidge lighter, but I can't really tell. So I think I'm gonna go in with this one. I mean, maybe this will look really nice and then I'll be really apologetic to this brand. It's definitely pretty. But it kind of looks, actually, no, I actually like it. For $5, is it good? Yeah, I like it. Is it life changing? No. Is it a little powdery? Yes. Is it chunky? Absolutely. However, once you blend it out on the face, it definitely looks nice. Just gonna go over everything one more time. Thing again. Ready? For eyeshadow, I have a couple of options. So I have this palette from Revolution, which looks really pretty. And I also have this eye and cheek palette from Profusion, which I'm super excited to use. So we have like all of these shadows. We have a highlight up here. We actually have 2 highlights up here. We have 2 blushes, actually 4 blushes. Yeah, so 2 highlights, 4 blushes, and then a bunch of shadows that are right up my alley. And then lastly, I have this NYX Love That Less Disco foil play. And I've never seen this and I've never heard anyone talk about it. This was $3.99. The Profusion palette was also $3.99. The Revolution palette was $3.99, and then that big Profusion Eye and Cheek palette was $6.99. I'm gonna start with this Profusion Eye and Cheek palette just because it has more of those like natural crease shades, and then we'll go into the Revolution palette to add a little bit more color and dimension and depth. So right off the bat, it has this like sticky layer you remove, which I like. Everything is nice and clean underneath. Ooh. And it actually comes with this. It actually comes with this dual-ended eye brush. First, going to go in with the shade Honest. A lot of like kickback on the actual brush. It just means that like you'll probably run out and hit pan a lot quicker than you would with something that was pressed a little bit harder. But again, do I care? Not really. First impressions, this is blending really nice. And I really like the amount of color payoff I just got from that, if you can see. And this brush is actually working really nicely. I really like that they included it in here because they didn't have to, and this was already like $6.99. So it's like how much more can you ask for? Like, they're not like the craziest shadows that I've ever used, but they're absolutely beautiful. And for $6.99, again, I think that's an awesome deal. Okay, so the mattes feel super buttery. There's two on these two. Ignore this one. I'm going to then go in with the shade Cookie. And I have absolutely no clue what type of eye look that I'm doing. Just, ooh, okay. This is super pigmented. I really like this. I really, really like this palette. So if you guys see it, I highly recommend. I don't know if it's just me, but like I feel as though anytime I do my eyeshadow first, I can't really like see the overall like vision. So at least if I have foundation on, I can kind of see like where we're going and like, you know, have good faith. So I really want to use this shade Mic Drop. It's this really pretty like bronzy like shimmer. To be honest, I'm not, I don't know, that drawn to this one, but we'll go ahead and test it out anyways for video's sake. You guys, this was definitely swatched. Yep. I see huge thumbprints. Can you guys see that? Thank you. You're not a winner today. So now I can go back in with my Mic Drop color. Not that much is coming off. It definitely like looks and feels like a cream shadow in the palette, which is a good thing, but we'll see. Yeah, I'm not thrilled with how it's picking up on the brush, so we're gonna go in with the finger. Again, it like feels very wet. This is what it looks like with like one kind of layer of it, and it's all like sticking on my finger. It's coming off like really strong on my hand. Do you see that swatch? It like won't come off on my eyes. We created like a really pretty eye look, so you know, I don't think it's the end of the world, but like most of the shadow is definitely still on my finger. Going in with the shade Whipped for my inner corner. I'm going to go in and just apply that in my tear duct. And it is, I mean, it definitely gets there, but it definitely takes a couple layers. Cute. I kind of want to take this shade Terrific. It's like a, this is it in the, it's like a more like your true like gold. Maybe we'll put that on top and see. Okay, no, I didn't like that. It's more cool toned. It's definitely pretty, but I think it just kind of ruined. It's not the vibe I was going for, but just to make things match, let me just dot it on the other side too. And then just go over it again. Now I'm gonna go in with this NYX Oiled palette. And again, this was $3.99. So this is what it looks like. We have a mix of different shadows and toppers, and these actually look really pretty. They swatch pretty nicely. I'm gonna go in with this bronzy shade to complement the shade that we already have on the lid. So I'm just gonna honestly take my finger for this. I should probably read the packaging to see if it says use with a brush or not, but I'm kind of lazy. So I'm gonna take my finger and, ooh, okay, I like this. Very pretty. It's very glittery, but in a very subtle way. Do a close up. I don't know if you all can see. And I really want to try this white shade. I put it in the inner corner, so I'm gonna try that. I can't really see it, to be honest. It kind of looks like it just dimmed down my original inner corner highlight. Yeah, it looks like that's all it did. Just gonna go in with the Profusion palette and just re-intensify that inner corner highlight. And while we're here, I'm also just gonna take the same shades, Honest and Cookie, that we used in the crease and just run them on the lower lash line. For mascara, no surprise, I'm just gonna go back in with my Trestique Good Vibes mascara. This top half here is actually a lash curler. So I guess you're supposed to put your lashes in up top and then kind of pinch down, and you can see that like it's kind of curling them. And I definitely got a little bit on my skin underneath. So we're just gonna wait until that dries and then take a little pencil brush and just scratch it off. And while we're still here, we saw how this turned out last time. I'm gonna take a tiny little pinch of the shade Embrace from this palette, and I'm going to lightly contour my nose. Just try to focus it in this inner part in here, because just putting two lines straight down your face really isn't going to do anything. You really want to kind of create shadow on the side right here, just so that it can appear so that you have like more of like that like pinched look throughout here. So I'm not being too precise with it. I'm not trying to change the actual shape of my face. I'm just trying to bring back just kind of life and dimension back into the center of my face, and just going over that with some powder just to make sure we don't look crazy. And I'm just gonna go ahead and do that over the whole face. I usually do this anytime I apply a bunch of powders, no matter if I'm doing it with powders or if I'm doing it with cream products. I always just want to go, and whether it's with a brush with a little bit of powder or just your sponge, kind of go over everything to make sure that everything is blended and is looking good. Next product we have here. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Paint Matte Lip Paint, and I have the shade Skinny Dip, and this was $2.99. I'm going to take this ColourPop lip liner in the shade BFF2. This is my favorite lip liner ever. I also like BFF3, but for the everyday look, I'll usually use BFF2. And does anyone else do this? I'm not gonna, this literally looks disgusting, but I will never sharpen my lip liners, and I don't know why. I'm the person that is literally just like tapping it, waiting for like a little bit of color to come out. We're gonna use this and hope that it doesn't fall out. But it is just the perfect color to not only outline your lips and give them some sort of like shape or depth. Like if you want to overline your lips, if that's your journey, that's cool. You can do that with this. It won't look like super fake or anything. Or if you want to take this, sometimes I'll take this and I'll fill in like my entire lip line with this, and that, or not my entire lip line, my entire lip with this. And that'll also look really pretty. And they're not drying at all. Like you can see, like this is literally gliding on, and my lips are so chapped and so crusty and dusty. So the fact that this can still just glide over them speaks volumes. Ooh, this is actually really pretty. It's like a soft, it's like, it reminds me a lot of like the NARS packaging. And this is what the doe foot looks like. Ooh, okay, first impressions. This is way lighter than I thought it would be. So I'm not going to apply any more than that, and I'm just going to kind of dot this all over to create that like ombre look. This is actually pretty. I'm just going to go back in with my lip liner and just blend that a little bit along the edges. Here we go. Actually really pretty. I'm actually very impressed with all this makeup. Okay, so let's talk about it. This foiled shadow, was it the best? It wasn't particularly amazing. However, it looks really pretty on the eyes, and it definitely gave a lot of shimmer, and I really like that. This highlighter palette, again, I thought it was a little chunky and a little dusty. Once I put it on the face, this looks really pretty. I actually really like it. And again, it's $5 and you have 6 different options. So if you're balling on a budget, like this is a great option for you. It's more like, gives you that like kind of a wet look, which I absolutely love. This Revolution palette, I'm sad. I wanted to love you and I wanted to try you, but I could not, so I will not be using this. This was swatched, and we all need to stay safe and healthy. I feel like this is like the star of today's video. This palette is amazing. I love it, especially for the price. You get technically 2 brushes because one's dual ended. You get 4 blushes, and you get 2 highlighters and a bunch of shades that are super pigmented, blend really well, and just overall look really nice. So I truly love this palette and highly recommend. And lastly, we have this lip paint. I like it. Again, like I saw these earlier today at Target for $11.99. So, I mean, like it was $2.99. So can I complain? Absolutely not. The other product I got was this e.l.f. makeup remover balm. So I've actually never seen this in the store and I've never heard of it. And I also paid $2.99 for this. Do you guys remember those like hydrating balm sticks that they came out with? If I can find a picture of it, I'll put it on right here. But it almost kind of gives me those same vibes. It's like this like stick. And I'm wondering, like it looks very similar and honestly feels very similar to my Clinique Take the Day Off cleansing balm. But the one thing I don't like is like, how are you supposed to use this every day? I don't like, my lighting's probably washing this out, but like I just ran this on the back of my hand and it's already gunky. So I don't know how I would feel like rubbing that on my skin every single day. So I don't know if I'll be using that. To be honest, like maybe I'll use this for eyeshadow just to like get off, just like rub this along my eyes. I don't know if I would like, you know, actually rub this all over the skin. I feel like that just may be like a whole mess. And now for products that I picked up that aren't beauty related, but they are still like health and like wellnessy-ish related. The first one being this Vital Proteins Beauty Collagen. Okay, so story about this. I sent my boyfriend to pick this up. He paid $30 for the strawberry lemonade flavor. I tried to make that work in so many ways. I put it in water, I put it in smoothies, I put it in like protein shakes. Like I tried everything and I just could not get on it. And I tried it, I couldn't do it. And so I just kind of pushed it in the back of the shelf, the pantry, and never thought about it again. So I'm in TJ Maxx and I see this. And the flavor on here is lavender lemon. And so I know what you're thinking. Ew. So I thought that I could potentially maybe mix this into water and have like a quasi like lemon water type situation. So with the strawberry lemonade, it definitely had like some sort of like sugary like sweetness to it. And I was hoping that this didn't have that same effect. And this was also $14.99. So the actual price of these, I don't know, hopefully you can see it, but the actual price of these on the site can range anywhere from $25 to $40. So by getting this for $14.99 is a huge win. I bought one, I tried it out, and guys, I absolutely love it. I'll take 2 scoops in the morning and I'll just put it in my water, I'll shake it up and I'll drink it, and it literally just tastes like plain water. And like I took a squeeze of lemon and just squeezed it right in, and that's all it tastes like. There's no sugariness to it or anything like that. I absolutely love it. So I went back earlier today and I picked up the other 3 that they had. Second to last product is a sports bra. It says Adidas in the back. And I just thought this was super cute. I like that the Adidas is written in this like shiny, like almost like faux leathery look type feel. Really liked it. I loved it so much that I bought the other one that they had in another color. So this is the same exact sports bra, but it is in this like peachy pinky color. And this is what it looks like from the back. And I paid, how much did I pay? $14.99 for these, and the original price was $30. They run on the bigger side, so I picked up a small. If you find these, pick them up in a size down and hopefully they fit. And that completes today's video. So if you liked this haul, if you like makeup videos like this, give this a huge thumbs up and let me know in the comments section down below. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.